Interproximal contacts must be pre-tested to be sure that it will be possible to carry the rubber dam material through them. It's also necessary to pre-test the clamp that is going to be used to retain the rubber dam on the most posterior tooth. In this case, we're selecting this lower molar clamp. In order that it be secure and safe to use, we always place a floss ligature on the clamp, developing it in this fashion, taking the floss material in a loop, and merely can place the fingers through it and carry this into a closed loop, which can be placed over the clamp and onto the bow of the clamp and drawn down securely. This provides a handle in case the clamp should be lost during any part of the operation. Now, engaging the apertures of the clamp jaws with the clamp forceps so that the clamp can be expanded and carried to the second molar tooth. Then this will be placed over the tooth, first with the lingual and then tipping toward the buccal. Now, the testing there reveals that the clamp is stable. After the pre-testing, the clamp is again removed for later placement. Then the rubber dam material is taken, and the upper right corner is cut with the scissors in order that its orientation may be retained during the entire operations of punching the holes and making the placement on the Visidont. Now, bringing back the rubber dam clamp, first the clamp will be placed and then the rubber dam will be placed. The clamp again is placed so that the jaw will engage the molar tooth first on the lingual aspect. Notice that it's being dropped toward the lingual, tipped upward on the buccal, because it's possible to look carefully only at one or other of the surfaces. So it will be placed first to the lingual and then tipped over toward the buccal. When the clamp is in position, the forcep is slowly released until the clamp engages the tooth firmly with the 4-point contact provided by the curvature of the jaws. And then the forceps will be removed. Now, looking closely again at the 4-point contact as the clamp engages the tooth, noting that there is no contact of the clamp with the tooth in the area of the center of the jaw, but that each of the points, 2 on the lingual and 2 on the buccal, engage the tooth so that the clamp has stability and will remain in place throughout the isolation of this case. Here's the time when this orientation of the cut corner of the dam becomes very important. Orienting it in the upper right and stretching the last molar opening of the dam in an oblong position so that it can be carried over the bow of the clamp. Coming over the clamp, sometimes this pressure is going to perhaps disarticulate the lower member of this Visidont. And then coming on forward to the lower right central incisor and carrying the dam through that area. Now, it may be necessary at this point then to take the ligature and place it on the tooth and carry the rubber dam material through the contact area. And at this stage, it's placed through with a double strand of the ligature and left in position so that the rubber dam can be maintained in that most anterior tooth. Now bringing the rubber dam up and taking the rubber dam frame. The frame will then be positioned, holding and placing the upper ends of the frame first, and drawing the rubber dam over the small pegs on the rubber dam frame. It's merely engaged. These do not penetrate the rubber dam, but merely engage the rubber dam with moderate tension. Now then, the middle pegs are used to pick up some more of the slack in the rubber dam, and just with a small amount of tension, they are held in position. Now it's possible to go back to the placement of the rubber dam and carry through these other contact areas. And finally, it's necessary then to do the eversion of the rubber dam. After the rubber dam has merely been placed, as is shown here, the rubber dam material is coming upwards on the surface of the tooth. It's now necessary, in order to produce a moisture seal, to use the spoon excavator and going carefully around the tooth to evert the rubber dam so that it is turned downward into the gingival sulcus. Now finally, the rubber dam then is positioned right up over the upper teeth, noting that the frame is in a proper orientation to the arch. The curvature of the frame follows the curvature of the arch. The clamp is stable. The rubber dam is retained in the most anterior tooth, and the eversion around each tooth has been completed. The removal procedure is now rather simple, but must be done carefully. First, the rubber dam is going to be disengaged from the frame, and the frame will be removed first. The rubber dam clamp forceps engage the clamp and remove the clamp. The ligature was taken out of the most anterior tooth, the area that was being retained there. Now, using the scissors and stretching the dam away from the teeth and placing the finger underneath the rubber dam, between the rubber dam and the gingival tissue, the scissors are placed to cut the interseptal rubber dam one at a time. The rubber dam is drawn away from the tooth. The tips of the scissors should be visible each time before making the cut to assure that, that they are not injuring other tissue. And then the rubber dam may be removed